Doc, you've got one of the more impressive players in the league sitting next to you right there. Did his signing have anything to do with your decision to come on board?
Well, I'm certainly excited what we can do together, but he's just one piece of the puzzle. I think the team as a whole has a lot of potential, and I'm really looking forward to starting the season.
I'd like to get a player's perspective on my first question to Doc. What led you to sign on here?
Oh, I really felt like this was the best place for me to continue and develop my game. I love the fans here. I love the city. I just think it's a great place to play basketball.
And how did you feel when you learned Doc would be joining the team?
Oh, man, that was just icing on the cake to me. I've been a fan of Coach Rivers for a very long time now. And I know if anybody can come in here and bring a championship to this team, it's Coach Rivers. I think Coach and I are really going to make a really great team. I'm ready to get started. Right, Coach?
Well, I hope so. But now it's time to get to work. We've got a long season ahead of us. Hey, thanks, everyone.
Peace, guys.
Alright guys, who do you guys think that I joined? Well, you guys are about to see. Yep. I joined the dun.
Okay, everyone. I know you're all excited to get started.
Raptors.
So I just wanted to say that I'm excited to be here coaching this team. I think we have a great group of guys, and we've got a chance to go a long way. But that does not happen without us putting in the work, and that starts today with our practice. So let's go out there, let's go play hard, and take the first step towards what I expect to be a great season.
Came here because I decided let's bring a championship to Toronto. Yeah. Let me throw in those oops to DeMar DeRozan. Okay. Stow calendar. Let's just sim the season and see if we make the playoffs. Oh, there's gonna be a lot of cutscenes. Russell Westbrook won the MVP.
Okay, everyone, listen up. Today we're going to focus on 2 more points of emphasis: feeding the post and limiting perimeter shots. So here we go.
Oh, come on,
As
you had to
know,
bring this
we have
guy
some really
in
good
here.
post players on this team. And when we see a mismatch against another team, we want to take advantage. Maybe the opponent is undersized, or maybe their interior defense is weak. But these are the situations when we want to feed the post as much as possible. Now let's take a look at some game film showing what we can do to get the ball to our post players for some easy scoring opportunities. You see how the passer is getting Now, on to our next focus point. There are several good shooting teams we'll be facing in the future. We need to do everything we can to limit their perimeter shooting. If we give good outside shooting teams open looks, it's going to be tough for us to get a double. Let's take a look at some tape to see how shooters are getting open and the bad things that happen when you give those teams a good look at the basket. All right, here's a textbook case of using the screen. Okay, I think we're good here. I have complete faith that you all will be ready to execute when Coach calls for either of these points of emphasis next game. We'll catch up more tomorrow at practice.
You guys, I'm gonna play some non-copyrighted music. Alright, that's it. I see tons and tons of L's up there. It's like six L's in a row. We've only got 4 wins in the past 10 days.
What's up with them?
Man, they just got traded
No!
today. That's the league, man. We cogs in the machine.
DeMar DeRozan got traded.
It's a business. I'm new. Even I know that. Hey, maybe the change of scenery will do him some good. They'll be all right.
DeMar DeRozan. Guys, let's see where DeMar DeRozan went after this.
I'm sure you've all heard we're going to have some new faces around here. We all know that change is part of the business. Your job is to make the new guys comfortable so that the transition on and off the court is seamless. We rise and fall as one.
DeMar DeRozan's right there.
Yo, glad you're here. We a tight group, so watch and learn. And when you feel comfortable, do your thing.
Hey, as long as it don't interfere with me doing my thing. I'm just playing, man.
We got the worst. We got Chase Bollinger guy. He sucks. I want to know who got traded. I'm gonna name. I'm gonna see if he's still on here. Yeah, he's still on here. Who got traded? Sim to end of regular season. Come on, what is it now?
Get settled, everyone. It's time to get to work. Today, the
I don't
points of
wanna
emphasis we're
watch
looking at are
film.
what it means to run our offense through one of our scorers and limiting the transition offense of our opponents. As you know, we have some really potent scorers on this team. At certain times, coach is going to run the offense through one of them. This could be because he has a mismatch, or maybe he sees someone who has a hot hand who can help us close out the game. So let's take a look at some game film illustrating what we should be doing when coach wants us to run the offense through one of our scorers. Take a look at this. Now, on the defensive end, more and more teams are getting better at scoring easy transition baskets. So we need to know what to do to limit them. Most likely, when we go up against a good transition team, coach will be asking us to step up our transition defense. Okay, let's take a look at a few plays to show you guys what I'm talking about. Take a look at this. Okay, that's going to do it for today. There's no excuse not to know what's expected of you when coach calls for either of these points of emphasis in a game. See you at practice.
You got it, Coach.
Hold on, guys. I'm gonna mute my mic for a second.
Okay, fellas, today's points of emphasis focus is going to be on two things, running in transition and the pick and roll offense. Let's get started. Now we have a team that is quick and athletic. There will be times when coach will want us to pick up the pace and get out on the fast break to try and get some easy transition baskets. This is especially true when we go up against a team who isn't very quick or doesn't play good transition D. And we want to be able to exploit that. So to that end, I've put together a couple of plays showing how we should try to get out and run in transition. On this one, after the shot goes up, several players leak out the pick and roll. This is a basketball fundamental that the coach will definitely want us to emphasize. Running pick and rolls is easily one of the most effective offensive strategies there is. It's one of the most basic ways to cause confusion and mismatches for the defense. With all the skilled players we have on this team, coach is probably going to call for this often. If the defense goes under the screen, that gives the ball handler an open perimeter shot. If he goes over the screen, that gives him a driving lane to the basket, and that forces another defender to commit. And that leaves somebody open. So maybe the defense switches on the pick and roll. Then we should have a mismatch somewhere. And remember, the screener has the option to pick and pop, roll or slip. So the ball handler should be looking to see if the screener gets open for a shot. All right, let's watch a couple of pick and rolls being run successfully. Here the ball handler. That should have you guys fully up to speed on what to do when coach calls for any of these points of emphasis. Let's head out, and we'll be back at it tomorrow for practice.
No doubt. We good, Coach. What's up with them?
Man, they just got traded.
When?
Today. That's the league, man.
It's a business. I'm new, and even I know that. Hey, maybe the change of scenery will do them some good. They'll be all right.
Okay, listen up. I've got another 2 points of emphasis to look at with you. Today it's going to be running a patient offense and crashing the defensive glass. Here we go. When it's late in the game and we have the lead, coach may decide to run what he likes to call a patient offense. This is usually done to slow down the tempo of the game and limit the opposing team's possessions. Fewer possessions means fewer shots and less of a chance for them to come back. We want to try and use as much of the shot clock as possible without sacrificing quality shots. With that in mind, let's take a look at some film showing some examples of running a patient offense. So let's run the next point of emphasis is crashing the defensive glass. This may seem like a simple thing to do, but the fact is not a lot of teams do it well. Getting the defensive rebound is a big key to winning games. You keep teams from getting second chance points, and it allows us to get out in transition. One of the most important parts of the game of basketball is owning the defensive glass. There's just no way around it. So let's look at a couple of plays focusing on defensive rebounding. There's some really solid defensive rebounding here. Okay, I think we're good here. I have complete faith that you all will be ready to execute when coach calls for either of these points of emphasis next game. We'll catch up more tomorrow at practice. Time to get going, guys. Today we're going to look at 2 more points of emphasis, crashing the offensive glass and shooting at will. Let's get to it. Now, I've said this before, but this team is full of guys who are really good at hitting the offensive glass. Coach thinks it's a real strength of ours, especially when we go up against a team that's not particularly strong at rebounding the ball. Offensive boards gives us multiple opportunities to score on a single possession. So when coach tells us to crash the offensive glass, we need to make sure we do it. That said, let's take a look at a couple of replays that should help everyone understand what we're expecting you to do. Let's take a look at this replay. Once the shot goes up, guys are in position, looking to go after the next point of emphasis coach wanted me to go over is shooting at will. Now that doesn't mean jack up half-court shots as soon as you get the ball. It does mean if you get a solid open look in a spot on the floor where you are capable of scoring from, don't hesitate to put it up. Coach knows we have a team with a bunch of capable scorers, and he's going to want us to take advantage of that. So don't hesitate. Trust yourself and take the shot. So when Coach calls for us to shoot at will, if you got a good shot, take it. Now let me show you guys a couple of plays that demonstrate what shoot at will looks like. On this play, the ball handler sees an open shooter and fires it right to him. Even though there's plenty of time remaining on the shot clock, the shooter doesn't hesitate. If you're open and in your range, regardless of the shot clock, it's all yours. When you get a good look, don't stop and think about it. Let instincts take over and let it fly. And here's how not to do it. Shooter gets a nice pass and he's wide open. But instead of taking the shot, he hesitates. Okay, that's going to do it for today. There's no excuse not to know what's expected of you when coach calls for either of these points of emphasis in a game. See you at practice.
You got it, Coach.
Okay guys, my mic is back on now. I was watching YouTube for like I don't know, it was probably 10 minutes. It could have been 20 though. I just didn't want to get copyrighted. Doesn't only I'm the one in the points, I'm the one with the best. That is going no more. I'm what's up? Ice Cube City's ice cream. $1 million boat. Dang. The story is it? Drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot, drop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot. Pop it like it's hot, pop it like it's hot. I don't wanna know all the best, cause I got it going on. I'm a nice too. So better overall. expressed interest in me. Portland Trailblazers have 30 interest in me. Yeah, but I want to show people that they wrong for not having interest in me, because I'm gonna bring this championship to Toronto. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? I'm gonna do it. Going to. Cause I got it going on. I'm a nice dude with some nice green. I use see like my bachelor $1 million boat. It's a story away as a. Oh, what I want 75, 78. No, I want some 70, 85, 89, 90, 91, 92, 92, 94, 96, 99, 96, 97, 99,
The regular season is in the books. The battle for the East begins. Round one.
And you guys, I will. Dun dun dun. This guy, really? He starts over me. Move DeMar DeRozan down to small forward. Take this guy out. Put Kyle Lowry in a shooting guard. Put me in a point guard. And that is what, guys. I will see you guys in the next video.